All right, what's up, guys? Welcome to my rant channel, TMossBoss Rants. And in today's video, we are going to be ranting about Xbox Studio leaders because here's the thing. Xbox Studio leaders, you guys aren't gamers, okay? Whatever it is your, I guess, job is supposed to be, that's what you are, all right? But when talking to here, let's just sit down and talk about your average gamer, right? Let's just talk on all aspects of the average gamer, and then we're gonna lead it all the way down to when they sit down, they finally have some free time playing their favorite game on the Xbox Game Pass, don't have to pay besides for the subscription service, but to play the game itself, don't have to pay a cent for it, all right? But let's just sit down and talk on your average gamer. Now, let's say you're a gamer around the early age, like you're in your early 20s, late teens, early 20s, might be in college, might be trying to find you a job. And the thing is this though, right? Either way, regardless, whether you're looking for a job or whether you're in college, you're gonna have to be spending some money. I guess with the job, it's like, yeah, you'll get a check, but a certain percentage of that check is gonna be going to traveling fees, whether you're paying for an Uber, paying for gas. You might be a person that has like a scooter, electric scooter, bike, something, and you gotta pay for the parts on that and all this other. But there's going to be some money going in if you just a 9 to 5 worker and stuff. You ain't going to just be having it. And it's like, we ain't even going to be talking on like the home essentials like food, water, all that stuff, bills, all that. So there's that. Okay. Spending some money on that. Might be spending some money on traveling stuff. Then it might be one of those jobs where it's like you have to pay for your own equipment. So it's like not only they like your 9 to 5 job, career, business, whatever it is, you gotta pay for that. You come home, all right, after a long day at work and you just want to sit down and play the game. Do you think you want to see something like this? Like that's stuff that, developers or studio leaders need to sit down and or Xbox studio leaders need to sit down and think about. You guys aren't the ones that's paying for the game. You guys are just the ones that are leading and working on the game, all right? But we're the ones that's actually out there paying for it. But having it set up now where it's like all we just have to do is subscribe to a service and we get, hold on for a second because I do have the Xbox app. You have Planet Crafter, which is a good game. What else is on here? Yeah, you guys have been adding some Call of Duty games. Halo Combat or Campaign Evolved is going to be coming out here soon. FC, what are some other, then you have like that Fortnite crew business, Pal World. And then it's like if you subscribe to the higher tier service of Xbox Game Pass, you get like old Ubisoft games, Forza. I'm saying there's a lot of different games that you guys have on your platform. Why would, I guess it would be left up to you guys? Because at the end of the day, you're not having to subscribe to, you're not having to pay for it. We're the ones that's having to pay for it. So my thing is this: the last thing that we want to see if we're a 9 to 5 worker, or let's just say you're a college student, and I be hearing at times like college students, they be paying for their stuff all the way up until they're like elderly, mid age and stuff. Like it's like that. It's one of those things where I'm like, fam, I'm not trying to have, where I like dealing with like the outside world and then I just want to come to a video game reality and just have some fun with whatever game that's on the Xbox Game Pass. I'm not trying to see it now where it's like stuff is going to be changing with Game Pass to where it's like, okay, you're going to push stuff like this is going to push people away from subscribing to the Xbox Game Pass. Because I guess like if that's what you're trying to do, get people to unsubscribe. Look at what's going on with PlayStation right now. All they just simply did was announce that they were going to be taking away physical copies of video games. And look at the like just the amount of attention that has gotten, where it's like people that made memes out of it, people done unsubscribed from PlayStation. So it's things like this where it's like you better hope something like this don't go viral where it's like, oh, no, these games is going to be getting pulled because all the Xbox studio leaders feel that it's going to devalue your game. But what I guess my thing is this: let's just paint that picture where it's devaluing your video game. What is it doing for Xbox Game Pass? Because I would imagine probably currently right now, there's a lot more people subscribed to Game Pass than there is PlayStation Plus, Nintendo. They're on like yes, I think it's called like Nintendo Online or something. It's the higher ups in the gaming industry where it's like you don't speak for gamers. Okay, if you didn't want your game on the Game Pass, you shouldn't have put it on there in the first place. But if the game is on there, there's no problem with it. That's what people want. People don't want to spend unnecessary amounts of money on a game, knowing that that game ain't gonna be good. Because my thing is this: to have it set up where there's games on Game Pass where I don't have to buy those games. All I just gotta do is subscribe to the. I'm not being stuck with this game. To have it where I'm paying what like Game Pass is like a little over $20 a month versus like okay, multiple video games come out. I feel like that's gonna really let the value go down in the video game if the game ain't good. At least with Game Pass, it's like okay, I ain't spend no money on this game, so there ain't too much for me to say. It's just one of those games where I'm like, I'm just not even going to fool with it. But to have it where I buy this game, then dumped all these hours into it, then I realize halfway down the game, it's like this game ain't good. Like what's I tried to give it a chance. I tried to listen to people be like, oh, do this, do this, do that, and the game still ain't good. Then it's like okay. That's gonna lower the value of the game. The more people that be talking about it versus like having it where it's like, okay, I don't have to pay no a cent for this game. All I just gotta do is subscribe to Game Pass and play it. That's going to make the game do a lot better than having it where people are buying it. Because I guess my thing is this: would you want people to buy your game at some point in time, realize that the game's not good, then just let it sit in their Xbox library? I mean, obviously, if you can't get their money, if they can't get their money back, but let's say if they play within them 2 hours in 2 weeks, and then they're able to get their money back, would you want it to be where it's like, okay, Microsoft pays you however much money to have their I don't know if it works like that, but they pay you a certain amount of money to put your game on Game Pass and then have you sign a contract, all this other stuff. Because I feel like that what that does for the game itself, where it's like if the game is good, then people are going to be like, forget Game Pass, I'm just going to go ahead and just buy this game and stuff, whether it's on Steam, Xbox. So at some you got that, and I just think that's what people need to do. It's like you have to look at where it's like you are going to make a sale. People are going to buy your game. But if the game isn't good, then it's like, well, why would a person want to buy that? So that's why I'm like, it be people like these Xbox studio leaders where it's like, you're trying to speak on gamers, but it's like, are you listening to gamers? Are you listening to our ideas? Are you wanting your game to like, see its full potential? Because if not, then it's like, yeah, Brett, don't be surprised if people ain't fooling with the game. And then if you making posts like this, or if it's like talking about how you strongly dislike Game Pass, it's like, okay, you might dislike it. The gamers love it. Okay. So, anyways, with that being said, talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe if you are new to the channel, and peace.